Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Now in today's video, guys, I'm going to bring, or the second video today, I'm going to bring you a full recap of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Houston Texans and Deshaun Watson in the AFC divisional round. Now I also will be dropping a video recapping the Packers and the Seahawks game, but basically I'm going to be recapping this game. And oh my goodness, man, this was one of the craziest games I've ever, basically like followed. This was an amazing game. And essentially, here's what happened. So the Houston Texans ended up going up 24-0 with, I think, like 14 minutes or 13 minutes left in the second quarter. They basically looked like they were going to run away with it. And they basically had everything going right for them. Kansas City had everything going wrong for them. Let me just quickly slide over. There we go. However, Mr. Patrick Mahomes decides to show up, and he throws 4 touchdowns in the second quarter to basically give the Chiefs a 28-24 lead at halftime. Now, keep in mind, this hadn't been done. Keep in mind, 4 touchdowns in a single quarter by a quarterback. This hadn't been done since Doug Williams in the Super Bowl. And guess what? It's in the second quarter. So there's some up with the second quarter. Anyway, Mahomes ends up throwing 4 touchdowns in the second quarter. And at that point, the momentum just completely shifted to Kansas City. And also, I believe Travis Kelce had 2 or 3 touchdowns in the game. And I think only he is now one of 3 or 4 tight ends ever to do that in a playoff game. And one of them is Rob Gronkowski in 2012. So Kelce had a really good game, and Deshaun Watson played really good. He had 388 yards and 2 touchdowns, but Mahomes just absolutely outdueled him. He had, I believe, 350 or 360 yards and 5 touchdowns. Now, keep in mind, he only threw 1 touchdown in the second half, but then again, 4 and a quarter is just insane. Then they were kind of carried by the running game. Damian Williams, I believe, had multiple touchdowns as well. And overall, just a crazy, crazy game. I mean, you just take a look. Kansas City was amazing in the second quarter. They were terrible in the first quarter, but they just picked it up in the second quarter. And I think once the first half was done, I mean, the momentum really shifted towards Kansas City. And they beat them 51-31, by the way. So in total, that's like an 82-point game. And that is amazing. And keep in mind, though, Kansas City only allowed 7 points for the rest of the game. That is just mind-blowing to me. And they went on they literally scored 51 points while just allowing 7. Like, that's just insane. And, it's just insane. It's like, how in the world does that happen? Now, I'm still wary of the defense because, yes, they still did give up 31 points, but they were able to overcome a 24-0 deficit and win 51-31. I mean, they only allowed 7 points and basically in the second quarter and also in the second half. But just my goodness, Patrick Mahomes just carried this team as well as Travis Kelce and also Damian Williams. I mean, just a great game all around. Deshaun Watson played pretty good, but Mahomes just absolutely outdueled him. And that was pretty much it for this game, but overall, this was a very exciting game. Now they move on to the AFC Championship. They're going to have to face the Titans, who defeated the top 5 defense in the New England Patriots and a top 5 offense in the Baltimore Ravens, who, by the way, own the best record in the NFL. If I am correct, it's either them or the 49ers, but I think the Ravens are the best team in football, or were the best team in football. And the Titans were able to beat them, and then basically, they made Lamar throw the ball, and he threw 2 interceptions, and then also against New England, they just completely neutralized them. Now, keep in mind, don't really have a tight end. I mean, Benjamin Watson's okay, but he's not the guy you want as a starter. He's more of a backup kind of guy. And also, they don't really have great receivers. I mean, Julian Edelman is okay, but he's definitely not a number 1 receiver. But the defense was what really carried New England this year, and the Titans were able to just torch them. And then also you have the game against the Ravens where they made Lamar Jackson throw the ball, and that's where basically the big plays came with the 2 interceptions. And also the offense once again just rolled. And it was majorly behind Derrick Henry, but, you had Ryan Tannehill early in the game through 2 touchdowns to Jonnu Smith and then to Raymond. I mean, just amazing. And keep in mind, in that game, they had under I think, yeah, what did they have? They had under 100 passing yards in both of those games, I think. Tannehill threw for under 100 passing yards, and they were still able to win, which is insane. But the thing is, though, can Derrick Henry keep up the pace against the Kansas City Chiefs? And also, can the defense step up and neutralize the Chiefs like they did the Ravens? And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's the big question. Personally, though, I'm saying the Titans are going to win. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. And yeah, so guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, smash a like. Trash smash 5 likes. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, most importantly, stay classy.